Hi everyone, good morning. It's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. How are you this morning? I think this is day 14 for me of the shelter in place. I don't know about you guys. I was talking with a small group of the Cricut product experts yesterday. And so there's Carol in Canada, Melody in Florida, Abigail in California, Paulette in Georgia, and one other person Debbie in Texas. And they were all kind of updating us on what the orders are in their states because, and I'm in Massachusetts, right? So we all have had different shelters in place or executive orders from the governor and everything. And the funny thing that came up is because we're all like demonstrators and we all like have our hands like usually under the camera is that all we're saying that they don't know what to do about their nails. Isn't that funny? They're all, observing the shelter in place or, they're most of them are staying in. But so they were like, what do I do about nails? And I actually removed mine because I got to a place where I'm like, I can't keep up with them because I have somebody else do them. So I figured, well, this is, extreme measures. And so I'm going to have to go without pretty fancy nails for a while. And I can make that sacrifice considering the sacrifices that are being made for me with other people, with the essential people. So I just thought that was funny. And let's see, I went to my cancer consult yesterday, which was kind of odd because normally it's a team of doctors that get together, 3 of them, but we had to do it through telemedicine or telephone. They call in and they talk with me. And so I went in there without being touched at all for the first couple hours and to the end. And I got to see one doctor. But the good news is I'm able to, because of the virus, I am now able to have a very creative treatment plan. I'm going to be working with them on I'm going to take medicine. Actually, I already started taking this pill. It's like an estrogen blocker that is going to help shrink my tumor because they don't want to do surgery unnecessary or unessential surgery during the virus because they don't want me to get sick. So, which I'm happy about. Thank you for them. But I was concerned because, I don't want to sit for months with no treatment. But they said, well, we're basically going to start with what we usually end with. So I was pretty happy about that. When I came home, I noticed that I had some flowers, someone that I know and I've known for a long time who lives on the South Shore, but she has roots in Peabody, dropped off some flowers to my front porch. And then I had some roses that my sister brought to me a couple of days ago, and then beautiful tulips from my friend Linda. And I started thinking about, wow, I feel like we're all on hold here, but spring is coming and it's out there. It's starting to come. I'm seeing it more and more each day. When I was going to the hospital yesterday, I saw my first daffodils, and I saw my neighbor's forsythia is starting to bloom. And so I thought, since we're all sort of kind of inside and some of us are afraid to go outside, although it's okay to go outside, just have to, keep your distance. And I think that going outside would be a good thing for our mental health. But, I understand some people are afraid. And you're being asked to stay home. So I thought, let's work on flowers with our machines, because there's nothing more beautiful than a flower. And I think if we can shower our homes and maybe our doors or something with flowers and greenery, which is something we would normally do this time of year. And we may not be able to go to Easter, Holy Week services or anything, I know there are a lot of religions that do a lot of spring celebrations. We may not be able to do that, but we can bring a little bit of that Easter or that springtime fun into our lives. So to remind us that, I love spring anyway, because it just reminds us that, that there's a renewal. And I think that that's what's kind of happening. I think this is, my friend Mary Elizabeth said, the word that she keeps hearing a lot is reset. And I think that's a great word, because reset, when you press the reset button, it starts you over with the same, like if you're playing a video game, it starts you over with all your lives, and everything starts from the beginning, and you can have the knowledge of what you tried to do before, but you can change how you go forward. So I like that reset, and I think that goes along with the word, all the things that come with spring. So how does this relate to Cricut? Rita, just get on with it. So I was thinking, not too long ago, we did this really fun card that had a lace doily and a daisy. And it was a really simple card that we did on the joy. So I figured might as well pull that up again. And let's make daisies today. And I'm going to make mine on the joy. And I'm going to show you a few things. In particular, I'm going to show you how to cut more than one at a time. How to move things around on the mat so that you're conserving the paper. And you're getting the most out of your cuts. And so let's see, what else am I going to show you? So I'm going to show you how to move them around. And then I can show you how to put them together. They're real simple to put together. So I pulled up this file, and I will put the file in the description of this video, okay? When I get done with this, okay? So when you're done watching or whatever, if you're watching this not live, come back or go and look in the description and you'll find it. And what I'm going to do is I pulled up the project, sorry. Brain is stopping for a second. So I pulled up the project, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the layers, because this is something you can do with any project, is you can cut just certain pieces of the project, which is great, because if you find something on a project that you really like, but you don't like other pieces of it, or perhaps you just want to do like we're doing, which is I thought we could make a daisy chain, and think that would be fun. So here is, instead of reinventing the wheel, you can take something old and make changes to it. So what I want to do is I want to eliminate the doily and the back, the mat for the card, and I think also the leaves, at least for now anyway. So I opened up I'm on my iPad, and you don't just have to use your iPad. You can use your desktop. You can use your phone and your Android phone and your iPhone. So there's lots of ways that you can access Design Space, but I show it to you this way because I'm working on my joy and I'm in the kitchen and my computer's just not here. So you could, just so you know. So, okay, so let's make sure that we have this project open, and we don't want to eliminate, we just want to hide these pieces of the project. So we're going to highlight or get that box around that piece. And then we're going to choose layers, and layers will show us all the layers. This is something different than on the desktop version. On the desktop version, it's always present, but for this, the iPad version, you do have to hit the layers key. And then you're just going to use this little eyeball and take away the stuff that we don't want by using the eyeball. So you can also, you don't have to just click on the image, you can click on the box itself and do the eyeball as well. So we're going to get rid of everything but the actual petals and the stamen or the middle part of the flower. Okay, so this flower consists of 2 pieces. I don't know if they're connected right now. Let me just undo them. I don't need to undo them actually. So it's 2 pieces, I believe, or maybe 3. There's 3 actually. And that stamen. So let's say we're going to make it, and we're going to put it, for the joy, we're going to put it on the mat. And you notice that it comes up and it's actually 3 mats, right? So first of all, a couple of things to change here. One is we can use these, make more of them if we use the 12-inch mats, which I happen to have. And also, you notice that it kind of doesn't really utilize all the space here. So first thing first, I want to go and change it to make, let's make 3, okay? And so I'm going to hit 3. And still, it comes up on the 6-inch mat. So now, instead of 3 mats, I have 6. So what we can do here is we can change the size of the mat, and we can also move those flower petals onto the other mats. Okay, so let's go and change the mat, and we're going to do that up here. And right here where it says material size, we can change it to 12 inches. And you'll see automatically it puts all of these flowers onto 2 12-inch mats, right? Now, still we're using up a lot of this, we're not using all of the paper, okay? So what I would suggest is just that you move some of these flowers over, and you can do that by, you just tap on the flower and you can just sort of move it around on your mat. So it can maybe use up more of the space. Hold on. And if they overlap, which they shouldn't, they'll actually get shaded a different color so that you'll know that they overlap. Okay. So I put the same 4 that are on there. Now let's go to this page, this mat, right? Because this mat is just the stamen. So this mat, I have room on here for at least 1 more. Okay, so let me show you how to move it over. So you just have to click on one of the images, and you'll see that there are these 3 dots here. Okay, to change this to another mat, you're going to click on the 3 dots, and you get 2 choices: move or hide. Okay, in this case, we want to move it, so we're going to choose move, and it brings up all 3 of my mats to move it. This is the current mat, so it's shaded out because you can't move it to the current mat because it's on the current mat. So it's asking me, do I want to move it to the first mat or the second mat? And because the first mat is white and it's part of the flower, I'm going to move it to the first one. And you'll notice that it comes in, and sometimes it comes in overlapping with another one, and that's okay too. And you can move it however way you want to. In this particular case, I have 8.5 by 11-inch paper that I've cut in half. So I'm going to make sure that the cutoff here is before the 11. So I'm going to do a little tiny bit more finagling just so that I'm making good use of my paper, and I'm ensuring that it stays within the 11, okay? I can do the same thing here. I can move these over so it uses less paper. And this is great if you're going to make a whole bunch of these, right? Because then you can move them all and cut them based on, move them around and really use that paper. We don't need to change the stamens really because they're just 3 small pieces on yellow. So I think we're ready to cut. So let me show you. So I'm going to just hit continue. Sorry, my iPad is kind of slow. I don't know why. I put it on do not disturb. That might be it. I don't know. Okay, so you see here, up here it shows my first of 3 mats, and there it is. If I wanted to change it to the other mat or the stamen mat, I can do that just hitting like this, just swiping, right? And what we're going to choose is medium cardstock, the 80-pound medium cardstock, and it says that I need to have my fine point blade in, and then I've got to load my material in the machine. Also, I'm going to move it so you can see it, but here's my joy that I've got on, and you notice that it's blinking. That just means that I need to put in the mat, and I have put together a couple of mats, this 2 white and a yellow, and I'm going to put that into the first mat, put it into the machine. And it will go to work to cut out the first mat. Well, actually, after I hit go. So let's hit go. So while that's cutting out, I wanted to tell you about a couple of flower projects that I have coming up. One is a daffodil tea light that I got from Dreaming Tree, which you can find at 3dsvg.com. That's a free file, and so you can go and download it ahead of time if you want. That is it's a fairly big project that you put a tea light in. It has vellum and what have you. So I'm going to cut that on my maker, I think. But it can be modified slightly, but it would make it smaller to do on the Joy. So we're going to do that one. And then SVG Cuts, I noticed Mary has a special going on right now with all of her Mother's Day SVGs that are 35% off, I think, through the rest of the week. And so you can go there and check out what she has, svgcuts.com. And she has a lot of flowers. And I'm going to go through and see if I can't find a few flowers. But I also want to show you how to make daffodils. Gerber, I have a hard time saying the word, but daisies, Gerber daisies on a stem. Let's see. Oh, and hydrangea balls. That's actually from a pattern from Leah Griffith. They're basically hydrangea petals that we cut out in mass quantity, and we put them on styrofoam. So that can be cut on the Joy. So we'll go ahead and do that on the Joy. And there's our first mat done. And so we're going to remove all those, and we're just going to keep moving. We're going to put our second mat in. Just going to remove those and put them aside. I'm going to show you how to put them together. Go. So we have a lot of stuff coming up, so you won't be bored. And so we can all get through this together. Let's see. So remember now, this is a 3-petal flower. So this is the large one. Actually, this one here. So these 3 are the large one, and there's 2 of the medium, or actually 1 of the medium, 1 of the small. So when we get done with them, we can put them together as flowers. But in the meantime, what we can do is give them a little bit of, natural look, and that's to curve the petals. And I use this, which is my scraper, to curve the petals. I hold the petal piece in my thumb and my forefinger. I hold in the middle because I don't want to pull these petals off. And if I held it like this, there's a greater chance of it ripping. So I hold it in the middle, and then using this or something else, whatever works for you, I just slowly drag it across the petals. And you see it creates a curve in the petals. And if you get really good at this, you can do it really quickly. And by the way, if you have a petal that doesn't look perfect or it pulls off, that's okay too, because not all flowers are perfect, right? When you look at a real live flower, they're not all perfect. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put now I'm going to do the yellow, the stamen. I think it's called the stamen. I don't know. You guys tell me. But the center of the flower. That will cut real quick. And so in the meantime, I'm just going to go through and just continue to work on my flowers to shape them so that they look a little more 3D and a little more lifelike. And so I was thinking this is a great flower for a wreath, or it's a great flower for a card. But I was thinking a daisy chain because it sort of represents what we're all sort of doing right now, which is kind of we're all working together but separate. And I thought that would be fun. So that's what I think I might do with my daisies. I might, when I get them done, put them on a piece of twine and hang them either like a garland. I think that would be fun. You notice that this particular flower has a hole in the center. That's so that you can put in a, in a what do you call it, stem, which, it doesn't affect the look of the flower because you're going to put the stamen on top. So let me get at least one of these ready for you to see. So I'm just working these little petals. So that, I think, is this the medium? This looks like the medium. So I got a small, a medium, and a large. And what I want to do is I want to offset them so that it fills in the spaces between the petals. By putting them all on top of each other, it doesn't fill in those spaces. And I'm going to use my glue. This is the glue that I use. You don't have to use this glue. There are many glues out there. This is just the one that I use. It's called Art Glitter Glue. And I usually buy it from Create for Less, but I know it's available at like Amazon and stuff. So if you want to buy this, the reason why I like this glue, if I haven't used it in a couple of days, so I'm going to make sure I open up the hole there. But the reason why I like this glue is it dries quickly, and it dries clear. As long as I can get it to open. I might have to open my other bottle. Let's get the other bottle. So it dries clear, and there is also a precision tip as part of it. Here we go. All right. So we're going to put a few dots of glue onto the biggest piece. And then we're going to take the medium piece and we're going to line up the center holes and sort of offset it a little bit before we push it together. That's the great thing about liquid glue, is that there's a little give before it starts to really, before it starts to set. And then the small piece, put a little bit of dab of glue on the middle piece there, and take that small piece and put it right on top, sort of offset. And there is our flower, but we still need the little center, so which I've cut out in the yellow. And there is our first of many daisies that I'm going to use I'm not sure how I'm going to string them up, but I'm going to make a whole bunch and string them like a little chain. I think I'm going to put them on my front door just so people can see it. I don't have a whole lot of flowers that come up this time of year. I wish I did. But I want people to see it as they drive by or walk by. We have a lot of people walking in the streets now. I don't mean in the streets, like on the sidewalk. A lot of kids playing on the streets and the sidewalk. And so I'd like them to see something besides my growly, barky dogs. Or you can use it however way you want. Like if you have a little one at home, maybe make a headband out of it. It's just really a fun flower to make. And then we will, going forward, we'll be making some other flowers, including, as I said, we've already done cherry blossoms, which could also be done as apple blossoms. But we've already done cherry blossoms. I do have, you know what? I have a nice card from Mary SVG Cuts that has forsythia, which is those little yellow on kind of like on sticks kind of thing in a milk jug. It's a box card. I think we'll probably do that one because that one's beautiful. And then I also have some poppies I could show you, which in May, poppies are used to represent World War One, the history of World War One. I don't know if it's from a, I don't know if you're aware of it, but it's from a poem called In Flanders Field, and there's poppies, red poppies that are growing in the field to represent all of the people who had died and were buried in that cemetery or were buried on that field. So I like to do poppies this time of year. And then we're going to do that daffodil thing, the daffodil tea light. So make sure you go on over to 3dsvg.com and pick up the daffodil tea light. It's a free file. So pick that up. And then also check out svg.com. svgcuts.com. That's Mary, and she has that sale going on. And then also we'll work with Design Space because there's lots of really fun, including Leah Griffith has a lot of flowers. She's famous for her flowers, and she does these beautiful crepe paper flowers that, I saw her in person. We made, what did we make? Tulips. We could make that. She has a tulip file, and all of Leah's files are free if you're a Cricut Access member. And then we'll have to do something of Anna Griffin, because those are also free. So she's more of a roses gal. So we can do some of that, and we can just spread the sunshine of flowers everywhere so that we can all just sort of be held over with the beauty of flowers. I just think I love flowers. People ask me, why do you have a flower garden and not growing? Now I'm going to reconsider the growing food one after all of this because, oh my gosh, my guinea pigs can eat like crazy. They eat so much, and I think I need to figure out a way to keep them in greens through the summer because they eat better than we do. I really think that they eat better than we do. But I just love the flowers. I have a beautiful peony garden as well as hydrangeas. That's another one that we could make is peonies, or peonies. That's the way we say it here, peonies. And those are beautiful, big, beautiful flowers, very leafy. We make that out of cardstock. So I think we should focus on some flowers, and we're going to do it either on the Joy or on the Explore. If I give you a file, hopefully it will be available on both machines, but you can always just pick up the file and save it to your version of Cricut Design Space because it's really it's good to look at other people's files too. So there are our 3 daisies, the start of our daisy chain. I'm going to put this entire file, and this is the file for the, let's go back here so you can see it. This is the file for this card that we did before, that includes a doily and a mat, and also some greenery. If you think that my flowers need some greenery, I could probably cut some out like that too. It might be a way to string them together through the greenery. I don't know. I'm gonna think about that. So I'm going to give you this lace floral card, and you can go ahead and cut it either as a card, which is a beautiful card, has this wonderful lace element, and then it does not have the card itself, because you can cut that for yourself through an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper that's cut in half. And when I did it before, I took the 8.5 by 11 in a pattern paper. You can use pattern or solid, or you can change this mat out to be patterned or solid. It's up to you, whatever you want to do, whatever looks best to you. You can change the doily to be another color. You're not stuck with the colors, is basically what I'm saying. So I'm going to give you this file. It's free for Cricut Access customers, and I hope that you have fun with it, and I'd love to see you post what you've made or what you attempted to make. And I learned so much from everyone, and I just love to see their takes on my projects. It's so much fun. So make sure you post what you've done, or just a comment. Let me know how you're doing, and tell me how you are, and that you're okay, or if you need some help or anything. I'm happy to help, and I'm here for you. And let's see, I think that's it for today. I'm going to go back to doing some sewing. I'm going to make more flowers later, but I'm going to do some sewing. I'm making those face masks. I got two wonderful contributions, financial, like money contributions, to help me pay for the materials to make it. And then I also have the Lynn, Massachusetts post office is in need of, or they put the request out for 80 face masks, and one of my other crafty friends here is putting in 2 dozen, and so I'm going to do the other 56, and I don't quite have that yet, so I'm going to work on finishing those up and get them over to them. Plus I have a couple of friends in the states, in different states, that are requesting them. If you need one, or you know somebody that needs one and you can't sew, please let me know. You can send me a PM, and I'm happy to send them out to whomever needs them. Okay. And there's no cost at all. It's just something I'm doing for my community. So thanks so much for coming today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay strong, chin up, and stay home and do something fun, or do something productive and meaningful. You'll look back at this time, we'll all look back at this time in the years to come as the time that we survived COVID-19 by sheltering in place, and we can reminisce about it when it's all over. So remember, you're important and you're necessary, and you are loved beyond measure. So stay strong, and just chin up. There's an end to this. This will pass eventually. Tough times never last. Tough people do. So stay tough, stay strong, folks. Love you. Okay, we'll talk to you later. Bye.